excited. I'm living my life on the road. I just go. I might go shopping, I just might go home. Hop in the whip and I'm all in my zone. Know that it came from a touch of a phone. No, we just different, you can't make a clone. I choose my vibe so nothing can go wrong. Got a whole lot of race. Choose your way. Got a whole lot of race. Choose your way. Got a whole lot of race. Choose your way. Got a whole lot of race. Choose your way. Yeah, I want a vibe I can choose, yeah. I only win, I don't lose, yeah. Pedal to the metal, then I cruise, yeah. Listen to just what I do, yeah. I'm loving this vibe, yeah. I'ma live it up for life, yeah. I'ma choose what I like, yeah. Right now, I made up my mind, let's go. Got a whole lot of race, choose your way. Got a whole lot of race, choose your way. Got a whole lot of race, choose your way. Got a whole lot of race, choose your way. Hop in, let's go. We can take it fast or slow. I'll let you choose the vibe. Tell me yes or no. Enjoy the ride. Let's have the time of our life. Everything's going right, so sit back and vibe. Let's vibe. Let's vibe. Let's vibe. Let's vibe. Feel the vibe when you on the road. We can go anywhere that you wanna go. You feel safe when you in the vibe. It's the best feeling that you ever felt. Don't lie. Now that you're telling me that, it caught me by surprise. We can ride in my Maybach and cruise all night, yeah. I know that you're feeling it, vibe just different. I can see you getting into it. I promise I ain't missing it. Ooh, yeah. Hop in, let's go. We can take it fast or slow. I'll let you choose the vibe. Tell me yes or no. Enjoy the ride. Let's have the time of our life. Everything's going right, so sit back and vibe. Let's vibe. Let's vibe. Let's vibe. Let's vibe. Yeah, I wanna flex, fly on a jet, count up a check, yeah, get out of debt, get out of debt, get out of debt, get out of debt, get out of debt. I wanna flex, yeah, fly on a jet, count up a check, get out of debt, get out of debt, get out of debt, get out of debt, yeah, get out of debt, yeah. Got time for no rest, gotta stay.
I'm a DJ, right? You should know this.
Got a whole lot of rights. Choose your right. Got a whole lot of rights. Choose your right. Got a whole lot of rights. Choose your right. Got a whole lot of rights. Choose your right.
You know the vibes.
Happy Thursday, everyone, and welcome to Vibe Rides. If this is your first time tuning in with us, thank you for joining us. And this is our segment where we actually just talk about items specific to you, the drivers at Vibe Rides. We've had a lot of new drivers come on board here in the last few weeks. So thanks for tuning in. And just so you know, the format of what we do on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, we talk about items that are specific just to you, the drivers. So as we were getting ready for the call this morning, it's always fun to see where people are calling in from. So our first person on the call this morning was from the Bahamas. The first person that I saw a comment from this morning on Facebook, my Facebook live feed, was from the Bahamas. It looked like a Packers fan from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I saw Palm Beach, Florida, and I saw Denton, Texas out there also. And as all of you know that tune in with us on a regular basis, Texas and Florida are the markets that we're open in right now. And we've been doing this for over a month now. We launched on April 1st, and we're now in our second month of operations here. So it's been a really exciting time. So today, I think everybody knows, if you've been on our call before, we have a format that we usually go through. And the format goes through, we talk about our software updates, and we do some training. But today we're going to try to do things a little bit different. We know we've got some new people on the call. So first of all, I'm going to give my caveat on this is I'm going to ask you to do something, but please don't do it if you're driving. Okay. If you're driving, this is not for you. If you aren't driving, then you can respond. But what Angela and I thought we would do today is we're going to take some live questions and answer them on today's call. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bring Angela on the line. Are you there, Angela?
I am here.
Okay, there's Angela. And so what we're going to do is, well, we're almost matching with our vibe gear here today, Angela. We both got the dark shirts on today. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have Angela start our presentation and go through a bunch of information. But while she's doing that, if you've got a specific question, either if you're on Zoom or if you're watching on Facebook, throw it in the chat line, throw it in the chat bar. I'm going to grab as many of those as I can. And then once Angela's done going through everything, we're going to come back. I'll come back on. And between Angela and I, we will answer as many of the questions as we possibly can. So that's the plan for today. So Angela, I'm going to turn it over to you to get us going on the presentation. And I'm going to be watching chats on both Facebook and Zoom. Okay. Take it away, Angela.
Okay. Can everyone see the screen? Scott, can you see the screen?
Yes, you are good. I can see the screen.
Okay. All righty. So here we go. Vibe Rides driver update. So of course, every day we start and we have a Spanish Zoom line, and we have that audience as well. So we want to make sure they can listen in. So here it is. The Spanish Zoom line for today is 822-379-948, and we'll give them a chance to get on here. And welcome Spanish, the Spanish line. Welcome to everyone, and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, and everywhere in the world to Vibe Nation. So let's get going here with our update, and we'll go through that real quick so we can get to your questions and we can answer those questions for you. So here we go. Of course, when we first start off, we talking about a disclaimer, and we talk about the disclaimers because Vibe Rides cannot and will not make any guarantees about your ability to get results, and that is monetarily. So of course, we're going to talk about monetizing and making money and so forth. And the way that happens is your input in regards to your efforts. So you put in a lot of effort, you get a lot of return. So you invest and you get a return on your investment. So it depends on how much effort you put in, part-time, full-time, weekend warriors, whatever it may be. It is up to you on how you are going to get a return on your investment, which is you. You invest your time, and the more effort you put in, the more effort you get back. So that is the disclaimer. It's because it's up to you in regards to how much money you're going to make. And now we're going to move on to software feature updates. So what we do every single time is we want to make sure that everyone gets the most updated version onto their phone. That is in regards to the driver as well as the rider. So right now, your version on your phone should be 79. So you should be at 79. And the rider app version should be at 74 because we've pushed out quite a few more updates in the last few days. And I want to just let you know there's going to be a lot more coming through by the weekend. So buy our call on Monday, of course, and then the other one on the training on Tuesday. This number is definitely going to be up because we're very excited. We'll talk about all the other updates coming through on Tuesday. But you will see the number change throughout the weekend. So that's exciting. So when you see that number go up, that means the tool that you're utilizing, which is your phone, is going to be better and better every single day. And that's a good sign. And of course, how you get to that number is there's a 3-line bar, which is your menu on your phone, both on the rider and the driver. So once you click that, all you have to do is look at the bottom left of your account and you will see that number. Your version will be there. Okay, so let's go on to the actual updates that have been pushed through currently to this day today. So visibility to your iPayout balance in the app. This is really exciting. So your earnings, of course, which we'll talk about, are coming through this weekend. So you'll see all the details of what you've earned so far on your drives from your rider, of course. But everyone who has been approved with their account and gone through the whole registration process has gotten a link from iPayout, which is your global wallet. That is where your money is going to be put into that you have access to. That iPayout balance now will be able to be visible in the app. So now when you go back there in your app and your account, you will be able to see what is actually in your iPayout account that you've set up. So make sure, be aware that iPayout links, which is your e-wallet links, are coming out to your email. So check your spam in case you haven't received it yet. So because if you have been approved as a driver, you should have had an iPayout global wallet link sent to you so you can set up your account. So please check. If you haven't, of course, email driversupport@viberides.com and we will resend it to you. But first, before you do that, check your spam. It might be in there. It may not have been recognizable by your email account, so it may be there. So make sure you do that. So that's really exciting because we want to give you visibility. The next one is all earnings for those drivers will be showing by the weekend. We were pushing it out, and for some reason there was a little glitch where the earnings weren't getting pushed out. You could see them in your receipt of your ride that you gave your rider the drive, but it wasn't coming into your earnings number. So that'll be pushed out again just to make sure that everyone is getting it in their app. Pay week, well, we've all been waiting for pay week. Pay week starts next week. So drivers out there who've been running and vibing, you're getting your pay really soon. So be aware of that. But then again, this is why it's really important to make sure all drivers out there, whether you're online or not online, or you're driving, you're not driving, please just turn on your phone, check your app, make sure you're good to go so that when you do start driving, in case you're home right now or you're sick or for whatever reason, you're ready to go. But make sure that you set up your iPayout, because if you do get your earnings and you see them, you're not going to have access to them if you don't set up your iPayout account. Okay, so make sure you do that. Welcome letters and decals will arrive to you next week. So they've slowly been going out. So be aware, if you put in an address that you don't have access to, you're not going to get your decals and your welcome pack. So make sure that you put the right address in there. If you need to change your address for any reason and you've already been approved, you'll have to send it to driversupport@viberides.com to make any changes. But be aware that you will get a welcome pack really soon. So keep an eye out for that, because you need your decals, right? Driver ping process will be available this week in a link on our Facebook page. So we had a training a few days back and it was a little blurry, and that's why I'm in a different room today, because I wanted to make sure all of the slides were coming through today so that they're visible. But on that specific call, we showed the actual process of when you actually get a ping from a rider. That was kind of blurry. So what we did was we recreated the slides and we're going to put them on Facebook, on the Facebook page. We'll have a link there so you can access them, so you can actually show other drivers registering on what the process looks like. And of course, if you want to see it yourself, most definitely, we will have it up there for you. So that's where we are at. And we want to make sure, because we had a few people ask about it, and it was very blurry. So we took care of that for you. And then,
Hey, say Angela,
yeah,
I'm just going to hop back on for a minute here. Just I've seen a lot of people come on and join a little bit late, so just people understand what we're doing here today. Is that what we're doing today is we're going to do some live questions and answers. So again, if you are not driving or you're pulling over, if you want to text a question on either the Zoom call or on Facebook Live, we're going to try to answer as many of those questions as we can today. I've noticed we've had quite a few people join on Facebook since we started. So I just want to throw that out there to everybody. If you've got a question, shoot it in, and between Angela and I, we'll see how many of these questions we can get to today. So I'll turn it back over to you, Angela.
Okay, so what we did in the month of April, because we were incentivizing both the driver, of course, and the riders, and in this case, it happened to be a rider. So what we did was we had a draw for all the riders out there that took a ride with Vibe Rides. They were put into a draw, and what we were giving out was a all-inclusive trip to Cancun for 2 people. Flight not included, but we drew a bunch of winners. Every week we had a winner. And this is one of the winners that I want to share with you, because she happened to be in Houston. And so what I did was I personally presented and surprised her with her trip personally. So of course we were doing social distancing, but I wanted to make sure that I wanted to give it to her personally. We wanted to give it to her personally. So that was what we did. And we shot a little video. So I wanted to share that little video with you. Give me a minute so I can figure out on how I'm going to do that. I think I can. Let's see here. Here we go. And before I do this video, it's a very interesting video. She's a sweet, sweet girl. She's from California, and she's never been on a plane before. The only time she's ever taken a plane was to fly to Houston for school. And so I'll run the video and tell you a little bit more about her, but it was quite sweet and surprising. So here we go. We are are here today, a very exciting day. I'm excited.
I
Are
am
you
so
excited?
happy, so happy.
Well, we wanted to meet you in person. Okay, but first of all,
My
tell
name is
them your-
Armani,
and what do
like
you
the
do?
designer.
And what do you do?
I'm a
Tell us what
college
you do.
student. I currently am a pre-med major. I work at Target right now, and I'm scribing at Memorial Herman Southwest of Beachland. And that's pretty much it. I don't do much.
Okay, so Armani, I've been texting, and because she lives in Houston, we're really excited to do this in person, and that's why we're here. She was one, or she is still currently a rider for Vibe Rides,
Yes.
and we had a competition, and she was drawn in a competition, and so we're very excited to hand on over. Have you ever?
I've never
Ever?
traveled. I'm excited. I've only
This is
traveled
really exciting.
to
She's never
Houston,
traveled.
like
Wow.
to Houston. So
We are here to present you on my behalf, on the behalf of the company Vibe Rides, and on behalf of our CEO Holton Buggs. We're very excited. From our family to yours, an all-inclusive trip to Cancun.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I get to get a passport. I don't have a passport, so I get to go do that. Put
Yeah,
that on my
you get-
bucket list. Check it off.
Wow.
And I'm so excited. This is a graduation gift. So
Very
thank
good.
you.
Very. So we practice social distancing. We had to do that. I'd love to hug her right now,
Right.
but we can't do that. But I'm so excited to be able to do this in person today. Great to meet you.
Thank
and I
you.
can't wait to hear about your trip. You better take a lot of selfies and send them on over
I
to
might
me.
take too many.
And of course, it's for two, so you can take someone with you. Yes.
I can take a
Yeah. Hey. Whatever,
like-
whoever that may be, it's for two.
Thank
Okay?
you so much, guys. I'm very honored. It's a privilege. This is an early graduation gift. I graduate next Friday, so I am excited.
And there's more. You're gonna be on your trip, right? You know what that means? You gotta be vibing.
I'm so excited for my shirt. I've been waiting for my shirt.
Oh, there we go. Did everybody see that? I just want to make sure. Actually, also, I wanted to also say that Mario was the individual, the driver, the Vibe driver who drives Armani to work almost every day, there and back. So that was really exciting. That was Mario, picture of Mario, the driver, the driver here in Houston. And so he drives her back and forth. So it was really sweet where Mario had won a prize that same month that Armani won the trip. So that was really, really fun. And I just wanted to mention that kudos and thank you to Mario for driving her back and forth. That was really, really cool. All righty, so let's see here. I'm going to go back and share my screen, which is maybe not behaving today. Scott, are you still there?
Yeah, I think Angela, I think questions and answers were next for us anyway. So
Oh,
I think
okay, perfect. Okay.
yeah, we can just we can jump into those, and
All right.
I'm glad I paused you there because I've gotten a lot of questions. That's why we got more people on the line. So this is going to be, just so everybody knows, we're going to cover a variety of questions, and for some of you on the call, it may not pertain to what you as a driver, because you also have to understand is, and we've talked about this, our branding and marketing partner for Vibe Rides is Ibuumerang. And there's a lot of individuals that are in Ibuumerang that also are in Vibe Rides at the same time. So if you're interested about that relationship and how it works with Overdrive, we actually do presentations on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 o'clock that starts about that. So if you hear some terms that's like a TSA or ambassador and you don't know what it means, and you're driving today, don't be concerned. You'll find out in the future. So, all right, Angela, we ready to go?
Ready.
Okay, I'll some of these I'm going to have you answer, and some of them that I'm going to answer. Okay, what is the email of the support department at Vibe?
The email is, if you're a driver, it's driversupport@viberides.com. And if you're a rider, it's support@viberides.com.
Okay, and also, do you want to tell them that where they can just go for all the frequently asked questions too?
Absolutely. So we have a phenomenal area on our viberides.com website. We have a frequently asked questions section, your support section, everything. I mean, let's say 99% of your questions can be answered on the support area at viberides.com. I mean, everything. I go there just to kind of review things. And of course, Frederick Brim, our director of our customer amazement team, has done a phenomenal job in putting everything up there, because we do listen to you and your questions. And we want to make sure we give you all the information and the tools we possibly can. And what we did was we put so much of it on there. So all you have to do is go there. So go there first before you send in any emails to support. 99% of your questions will be answered there.
Okay, here's a question. One of our drivers, or one of our potential drivers, received a text or email that said their vehicle is under review, and they wanted to know, what does that mean?
Exactly that. Your vehicle's under review. So what that may be is there's something about your vehicle that may not comply with what we have, or it could also mean that the customer amazement team is literally reviewing your profile. So what they're doing is reviewing your profile. As soon as they do that, they'll get you over to the next phase, so you can keep you can keep moving with your registration. So that doesn't mean it's a negative. It just means they need a minute just to review your information. And if there's anything missing, you will get a text to let you know what that will be. Or they'll just push you on through the registration.
Okay, Angela, I've got a couple people that have asked questions about, and I apologize if you see me looking the other way here, people. I'm actually reading two computer monitors at the same time. Related to the Rider app, we've got somebody that said that they felt that the Rider app had been down for a couple days, and we have another comment that says, what should the drivers do if a rider has problems setting up the Rider app?
Okay, well, in regards to maybe having a glitch in regards to the Rider app, it could be, it could be a couple reasons. They may not have updated their app to the most recent version. And just like you do for your driver, the rider has to do the same. So what the best thing to do, the first thing to do right away, is to just tell them to log out of their app and log back in. So what will happen is it'll refresh their app and get them the most latest version, because that could be causing a glitch for sure, because they need the updated version for it to work properly. Also, what you could do is have them delete the app and download it again. That usually works as well, because sometimes it's isolated. Maybe it could be their phone, the type of phone that they have. Maybe it's an older version, and it doesn't mean it's system-wide. It may just be isolated to that phone itself.
Okay, here's an easy one for you, Angela. Can a rider become a driver? And can they become a driver through the Rider app? Or so if there's someone who's a rider that wants to become a driver, what do they do?
Well, great question. Eventually we'll make it flow into the Rider app as well. But at this point, what they do have to do is download a driver app. If they want to drive, riders want to drive, absolutely. We want you to join the family. So come on and get vibing with us. But what you do have to do is download the driver app and go through the registration process to become a driver.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a two-part follow-up question on that. And okay. I know we've got somebody new on the call here that just said, so two parts here, from a driver who said, or a potential driver, what's the first step in becoming a driver? and I just say, tune into us every day. But I'll let you answer that. First step to becoming a driver. And then somebody else said, if I'm in Ibuumerang as an ambassador, can I also be a driver, and how do I do that?
Absolutely. So one thing you want to know is in regards to TSAs and ambassadors, it's a total separate thing. It's together but separate in a way. So to drive and only drive, any driver, whether you're a TSA or you're not, you have to download the driver app and go through the registration. So download the driver app, follow the prompts, get registered, upload all your information, your personal. You have to do a background check and go through that whole process because it's totally separate. So to drive for Vibe Rides is a separate entity than it is to be a TSA or ambassador. So you all have to go through the driver registration, and you can only do that through the app.
Okay, and Angela, why don't you just touch briefly again on the referral codes for the riders and the drivers, and on that referral code, what do those individuals that receive those referral codes have to do?
Okay, so when you do receive a referral code, someone sends you, excuse me, someone sends you a code. They're going to send you instructions to go redeem your code. And that is, again, a little separate thing, and we don't want to confuse anyone out there. That is, when you get a referral code from someone, whether it's a driver or a rider, you need to redeem that at igoboom.com. That's where you redeem the code. And then you go ahead and download the app, whether you're a driver or a rider. Now, people are asking, so once I download the app, do I have to put the referral code into the app? You do not. Once you've redeemed the code, you've already redeemed it, you're already in our system, you don't have to put it in the app. So if you think you forgot to do it, that's okay. But one thing we do want to let you know that if you did not redeem that code, you can redeem it by putting it in the app when you download the driver or the rider app. So that's why it's optional in the app. If you already redeemed it on igoboom.com from whoever sent it to you, you're connected already. If you haven't, you can put it into the app and you'll get connected that way.
Awesome. So this is, and for all of our individuals out there, we're very fortunate that we have Angela with us, because not only is Angela very instrumental working here as it relates to Vibe Rides, she also does some work on the Ibuumerang side also, and that's why she's a great resource for us, because she can go either direction for us. So here's another question along those lines, Angela, is the question comes up to me is, if I'm a TSA or an ambassador and I've given out the referral code, is there any way for me to check on the status of that individual, where they are in the registration process? So if I refer to driver and referral code, do I get any indication that they're working through the process?
When they're working, no. The only person that gets anything while they're working through the process is the individual. So you can follow up. And of course, you know, there's nothing wrong with following up just to check up on the person that's going through the registration. Give them a call, send them a text, and ask them, because what they get on a regular basis during their process is an actual push notification, a text that lets them know where they are and what their status is. So they're the only ones that can actually let you know where they are through the registration at the moment. They are, and that this is on the TSA side, they are in your back office. If you know their name and phone number, you can identify them in your list, but they're the only ones that will be notified in regards to their process, because that's their process. So you'll have to follow up with them if you want to know any more.
Okay, and one more question in that line, Angela, is will the ambassadors be able to use their TSA number to sign up, or from their replicated website?
Are you talking about the referral code?
No, I guess the question came is, would they be able to use their own specific TSA number? It's always going to be a Boomerang referral code, correct?
It's always going to be a Boomerang. It's not the TSA number. That Boomerang, that actual referral code is connected to every single TSA. It is connected to your profile. That's your ID. So it's like having a TSA number, but no, the referral code is specifically for a Boomerang. That's the referral code. It's not the TSA number.
Okay, so I'm going to answer a couple of these next ones. So we've had a number of people have asked us, and I'll call it, where are we going with Vibe Rides strategically? And I think when I look at that, the question is, are we going to offer other services such as courier, food delivery, along those lines? So when we look at Vibe Rides, it's important to remember that, we look at it as mobility solutions. And if you've been on our calls on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, you'll have heard our presenters talk about mobility solutions. So really, when we look at the drive share industry, not just the ride share industry, but the drive share industry, we're really moving goods, products, or people or service from point A to point B. Ride share is specifically for moving people. But it is possible to do food deliveries, other products, couriers, and that is something that we're looking at in the future. As I hope you can all appreciate, when we worked on launching Vibe Rides and getting it up here and going this year, no idea that anything related to COVID-19 would come and put an impact on the rideshare industry. So yes, we understand that being a complete mobility solution is something that we're going to have to look at as a company. We will be looking at that and doing some research on it. So all I can say is we are aware of it. We are aware that it's something that people are looking for. I don't have anything specific at this time, but when we get to that point, I can tell you that we'll always let people know. So I'm going to move on to, again, Adam, Angela, another question for you. When and how will drivers know they're approved?
When? Okay, so it's going to take about 10 to 14 days for the whole process to go through. So just kind of keep an eye on that, because every phase you'll get a push notification telling you which phase you're in. Your vehicle's approved. What first happens is your profile gets approved, right? Your driver's license, your personal information, your phone number, your email, all that gets approved, and your profile pic. That's your first phase. And then you'll need an approval for that. Then you will go into your background check phase. And that background check will take about 2 to 3 days. So, that's a couple days. It depends on how soon you as an individual want to sit down and actually go through the whole process. So first phase, your personal information. Second phase is your background check. And that'll be about 2 to 3 days. Then after that, once you get a text saying you've been approved, you can add your vehicle. And that is a lengthier process because you're uploading your all your registration information. You'll need a 19-point inspection. You have to upload all your vehicle pictures and so forth. Once you've done all that, then you will get another push notification telling you that you are under review. And then once that goes away, the next text you're going to get is a congratulations text. And once you do that, boom, you're in the system. So it's 3 phases, but they're actually pretty short. It all depends on how long it takes for you to get all your information, get your inspection done, and upload all of your vehicle registration and information. So 10 to 14 days max.
Okay, other question came up is there a separate referral code for drivers versus riders?
Yes, actually, all of our codes are smart, which means your referral code is connected to you and only you. There is no other code that looks like you and is similar at all. So your code is very unique, and it's different for drivers and it's different for riders, but it's for you specifically. So it's generated for that individual.
Okay, we got a few other questions. People said, I'm going to kind of combine some of these together. And we had a few people ask about future promotions and are we going to be doing future promotions at Vibe Rides? And yes, I can tell you that we will. And for the people that again are new on the call and saw the video that Angela showed, that was an incentive program and that was a promotion from Ibuumerang, who's again, I say our marketing and branding company, to actually get riders to you. So when we look at promotions, we're looking at it really two ways. One, from the rider standpoint, that we're going to run promotions that encourage riders to get into a Vibe ride. And the way we did that back then is every time somebody took a ride, they actually had, I'll call it a coupon or one token that went into the hat, and then we actually picked out the winner. So we did that on the rider side. On the driver side, we had run a number of promotions in the month of April. What we're talking about at the end is we're currently running our Vibe 5 promotion in the month of May also. So this kind of ties in with another question that people asked is why does Vibe Ride charge money and Uber doesn't on the front end to the drivers? And my answer to that is because when we look at what we're doing at Vibe Rides, we consider ourselves an opportunity-driven concept versus the other rideshare companies that actually are more of a self-employment concept. And that opportunity-driven concept is what we go over and talk about on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so that people understand is that we're providing an opportunity for drivers, if they're interested, to have an additional income level where you're actually almost running your own business. We also run these promotions specifically in the Vibe 5 promotion that we're running right now in the month of May is specifically to help the drivers out. So our Vibe 5 promotion is if you take your 5 initial drives. So once you sign up as a driver and you make those initial 5 drives or rides, whatever you want to call it, and you maintain an overall rating of 4.2, at that point in time, we're going to reimburse you $50. And that's $50 is specifically 50 because your background check costs $33. And we've been able to find ways and connections to get that vehicle inspection to be 17. So the concept of it's going to cost me money to join may just be a timing issue. All you've got to do is sign up, go through the process, get those first initial 5 rides. And with the promotion we're running right now in the month of May, you're going to get reimbursed. So it's almost just an offset. So I would encourage the drivers out there to understand that that promotion is running right now. So get in, get it done now. And we'll also have some other promotions that will come up too. We've got some contests coming up for our drivers that will go again in a little bit, and we'll explain those in the weeks ahead. But Angela, I'm going to kick it back over to you for another question. As somebody asked about Vibe Ride business cards, and can we get Vibe Ride's business cards, and what's our where would that be?
That is definitely a personal option. We don't do Vibe Ride's business cards. Actually, corporate does have business cards, but we don't. That is up to you. But what you do have to remember is you have to make sure you use the representative logos in regards to branding. You can't use our Vibe Rides logo because it's copyrighted and trademarked. So you have to follow those protocols in regards to the usage, not only on business cards, on anything that you do in regards to branding. So we do have people out there who have funnel pages, who have websites or anything like that. They are more than welcome to definitely do what they need to do to promote themselves and brand themselves. But be careful and be advised that you have to follow compliance because you're a representative of Vibe Rides. You are not Vibe Rides. So basically what we do have is if you go to viberides.com, we have a representative logo there specifically for those individuals who want to, create some branding material or have a funnel page or a website or a Facebook page. Make sure you use that specific logo. It's found on the bottom. You can download it, utilize that, and stay with compliance because we will send you a message to let you know you're going to have to change it. And please do follow compliance in regards to that. But if you want to do a business card, that is most definitely up to you. just follow the rules.
Okay, Angela, how old do you have to be a Vibe Rides driver?
21. You have
That's an easy one. And another question came in, again, must be from one of our new potential people. Type of cars, size of cars, age of cars. Can you give us just a brief comment on what we have to have from a vehicle standpoint to get approved?
Yes, it has to be 4 doors or more. Some vehicles are considered a 5-door, like a hatchback. Those are in compliance. You're good as long as you have 4 doors or more. Most definitely, compact cars are not admissible, unfortunately, because they're really a small space, and sometimes it's not well for riders who are tall or maybe carrying some baggage as well. So the compact cars, I believe, are 100 cubic feet, but don't quote me on that. What you can do is go to viberides.com and are frequently asked questions, and there's literally a list of vehicles that are admissible and those that are admissible. It's all on there. So go to viberides.com. In the support section, you'll find every detail you need in regards to your type of vehicle that is allowed to be driven.
Okay. And I know what some people are asking. They're saying, geez, Angela, you got a cool looking shirt, Vibe Ride shirt on. Scott's got a nice polo shirt on. You guys have got virtual backgrounds that you have. And I also know that you've got backgrounds for cell phones that you can actually have that are Vibe Ride. So for our new drivers out there, where can they get Vibe gear? Where can they get access to these virtual backgrounds if they want to use them for Zoom? And where can they get access to I'll call it the cell phone wallpapers?
Yeah.
Where can they get all of that?
Well, okay, so that's 2 different locations, and I'm trying to remember here. Okay, so boomgear.com is where you can get all this beautiful swag. I mean, Tundi Brinson of Ibuumerang, our marketing arm, he has done a phenomenal job in regards to all of our gear. It's amazingly beautiful for women and for men. It's fabulous. And of course, we have accessories as well. So go to boomgear.com, and that's where you'll find all of the gear for Vibe Rides and as well as Boom Gear if you're interested in that as well. It's beautiful stuff. And then in regards to the download of wallpapers, you can go to iboomhub.com. That's ibuumhub.com. And go to downloads, and you will find all of the wallpapers there for your phone, for your Zooms, for your whatever you want to use it for. I mean, you can get it all there.
Great, thanks. And I've got to put a big shout out to Mark Kifkart, who's our VP of Marketing. His team does an absolutely phenomenal job when it comes to our branding. You know, just things as simple as just the Vibe logo and the colors and the information that in the stuff that they've done to the virtual backgrounds, to the wallpapers, to the cell phones. I mean, it's fun, you know, passing it off, working with Tunde as it relates to getting our Vibe Rides gear out there. It's great. I mean, we just got great, and we're just so fortunate to have Mark Kifkart part of the team. And Mark's actually does double duty. He serves as VP of marketing for Ibuumerang, and he also serves as VP of marketing for Vibe Rides. So, Mark, I know you're probably on the call most of the time, but thanks so much. He just does a great job. Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to take a couple other questions here.
That's why I keep looking down, because I'm looking through to see what I could find here. And I wanted to address one. Paul, I hear you, I see you, Paul. And I'm going to try to pronounce your last name. And my apologies if I've just not done very well with that. Paul J. Sadak? I think the J is silent, but my apologies if I got that incorrectly. he wanted to know in regards to the boomerangs, the referral codes that go out, where he has sent a referral code to someone and someone else had sent a referral code to the same individual and they got it redeemed. Well, Paul, just FYI for that, because they are smart. These codes are smart and they're time stamped. So even if for some odd reason an individual redeemed more than one code, the one they got first is the one that's active. So if you were the one that sent a code to someone and they redeemed it and you find out someone else had done the same, your code takes precedence. So it's time stamped and traced. Whoever sends it out first, it's first come, first served. So you're covered in regards to that. But that shouldn't happen often, but it does every once in a while. But just be aware that if you got to them first, they're connected to you.
Okay, and I'm going to just address another comments that have come in here generally about where is Vibe Rides going next. So as everybody knows, as we launched in Texas and Florida on April 1st. I know everybody wants to know what markets you're going to go to next because everybody wants to get in there and I want to be the first person to recruit and I want to get the drivers. So to be fair to everybody, we will keep that information confidential until we're ready as a company to announce where we're going next. And more likely, and I'm going to say that Mr. Holton Buggs, who's our CEO, will be the individual making that decision. And when we have those announcements, I'm sure we'll be able to get Mr. Buggs on the line to talk about that. So there's a lot of questions that come up. Are you going to expand internationally? When are you going to do that? So all those questions are, yes, we will get there. Our biggest thing is be patient with us. We'll get there. We're going to do it the right way. We did this in Florida and Texas intentionally, so we could do this as more of a beta test to make sure everything is working correctly. We can do all aspects of it. And when we feel confident, we'll be moving into other markets, but we will let you know. Some people ask, can I recruit drivers in other markets? It really doesn't make any sense to recruit anybody in another market right now if we're not open to do business there. So it's not simply as pushing a button. There's regulatory things we have to do in every state too, to be registered and follow all those states' rules and guidelines. But I can tell you that, we are looking at different states. And we will let you know as soon as we know. We'll try to give you at least, like I say, a 30-day notice, and then we'll do an official launch in that state. So I don't have the next state at this point in time, but as soon as we do, we will definitely communicate and let everybody know. So Angela, we're running close to being out of time. Is there a couple other questions that you have there that you want to try to answer?
Yeah, I wanted to. Mario had asked a question, when a driver from outside the market wants to be part of Vibe Rides, where does he express interest for future interest to be a driver? So what they can do is they can send an email to driver support at viberides.com, and we will get them on an interest list. They'll have to identify their area and give their information, and we will definitely take care of that. But what you can do, Mario, you yourself can get their information and create your list for yourself in regards to people with interest, because you're a very savvy and phenomenal driver for Vibe Rides, and you can actually help these individuals out when other markets do arrive. But then again, just like Scott said, we're not exactly prepared to give out any other information in regards to any markets, but we are being very diligent and strategic in regards to where we're going to open, and we will let you know as soon as possible. So if there's any interest, please do get that information so that we can let you know right away where we are in regards to that region. But I would most definitely get their information, Mario. And then there's another one. I saw another one. Oh, and Paul said it's Shadok. So Paul, thanks for the pronunciation. It's Shadok. So my apologies for that. Okay, latest year vehicle, 2010 and younger. So it can't be more than 10 years old at the moment. So that may change, so be aware. And this is why these updates are really important. Please come on back and really watch these trainings on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It gives you all the information you need and you can stay in the loop. But right now, 10 years old is the oldest you can go in regards to vehicles.
Yep. So I think, one of the things that we always try to do on Tuesdays and Thursdays is we try to be as transparent with you as possible. We're very honest when we get on here to let you know if we've had issues, where we're going and what's happening. So as Angela said, it's important to get in here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So what we really have is when we hit Tuesday, we do specific training. So you have to help me on this, Angela. So 2 weeks ago, we did the training for the registration process, for the driver registration process, which is out on Facebook. You can find that. And Angela, help me. Is it out on Zoom also?
No, it's on Facebook. So it's recorded and we put it up on Facebook. You can go back to all those recordings. Every single one is there.
Right. So what we tried to do is we did a very long series of 8 trainings when we started back in March, coming up to the launch date. And what we've been doing on Tuesdays is condensing those down and going back and reviewing those. So if you go back 2 Tuesdays ago, we did the registration process for the drivers. And then this last Tuesday, we did what happens from the time you actually get that ping and notification that there's a rider out there, all the way to get to the end and to the payment. So again, those are saved out there. I would encourage anybody to go back and watch those. A lot of these questions that we see coming in, the training is there. It's on the website. You can find the frequently asked questions, a lot of great information out there. I know we're also seeing some questions from other people about when are we going to be opened up in the cities and other states, when I said cities in Texas and cities in Florida. So I'm seeing requests for San Antonio, for Austin, for El Dorado, and in Florida for the West Coast is the Sarasota, Fort Myers, Naples. We'll be looking at all of that. That's something we can definitely get back to you, and we'll let you know when that's happening. But for right now, we've got some very large markets that we're in. I mean, Houston alone, being the 4th largest city in the United States and very, very close to being the 3rd largest city in the United States. That's one of the biggest markets that we could possibly be in. The Dallas area is also a huge market. If you look at in Florida, in Miami, in Orlando, in Tampa, we are in some very, very large markets at this point in time. Focusing on those as we're focusing in where there's a lot of people, should be a lot of rideshare opportunities. So I think, Angela, that's going to wrap up for today. Any last questions you may have?
I don't. I just have a few suggestions in regards to the mapping of the regions that we are in. Again, they're on viberides.com. You'll actually see the maps that identify the regions that we're in, the markets that we're in currently right now. And also wanted to address if anyone that we missed in regards to questions and details, we will most definitely address those questions for you in detail on our next call on Thursday. We will share that information. No one's going to get missed. We just want to keep going with our training and get through it today, but we will definitely talk about those on our next call. So we've written down your questions if we did miss it, okay? So don't worry about that. So let me see. I'm going to share the screen so we can finish up. Let's see if I can find.
Okay, so while Angela's doing that, I hope this was helpful for everybody today to do the questions and answers. And like I said, if you are a driver, Tuesdays and Thursdays are the time that you really want to tune in when we go through this information, 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. And then again, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, if you've heard these terms, Ibuumerang and ambassadors and overdrive, if you want to learn more on that, we're doing the opportunity calls and the presentations on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And tomorrow on Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, our own Angela Olivito is going to be doing the opportunity presentation for all of you tomorrow. So tune in for that also. Yeah.
So if you want more, tune in tomorrow. So let me share the screen here.
You know, Angela, I think we've already covered it. I think at the end we had was the Vibe 5 promotions, with we've already talked about. We've talked about that, and we also talked about your ability to get the vehicle inspections for $17. And then don't forget, next Tuesday we're going to be going through a whole other group of training specifically for the drivers. So please join us on Tuesday. You know, we get through most of them in 30 minutes to 45 minutes. We're kind of lengthy here today because of all the Q&As. But thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll either see you on Friday, we'll see you next Tuesday, but thanks again for being with us.
Thank you.